Hi, um, I am just doing another tea leaf reading today. I just thought, why not? I might as well. So in this one, there was an orange being thrown by an ape in a certain symbol, a caterpillar below this, which I forgot to read, or a lizard tail from a symbol to a symbol, which I also forgot to read and interpret. Um, a sun symbol in the circle symbol thing. Uh, a rose bush hiding a sword below the same symbol. A sword with a ribbon coming off the side of the left side of it. Um, the side below, just in like the a fairy orange fruit thing in the center, an undefined or like a raw natural rock in like the circle in the symbol, like a raw gemstone. Um, lasting long or medium grass. Uh, with a blade below that and that hiding something. Oh, grass blades. I thought that was weird. Grass blades. Um, and on the plate there was a man in a suit standing and then kneeling for someone. The two circles with a line through thing and the half circle with a circle below it section. A ladybug turning into an angel between two symbols. A heart between. I gotta remember these damn symbols. A heart between the other symbols, and a motorbike at the lower left start of the cancer symbol. A fish between two other symbols, and finally a tennis ball with blood near it at two symbols. Sorry, I swear this was the other way around. I read it the other way around and missed two symbols completely. So, I don't know what's going through my mind. So the orange being thrown by an ape sometimes could be seen as a good thing in a social group or situation, but I kind of see this as like an asshole who's trying to impress or show off or do good for someone, throwing at someone, not realizing like the weight or the of the actions or the actions they've committed or what they're doing. It's like they're teasing and trying to show off and throwing at someone to show off, but they're secretly like hurting and making someone feel bad and ruining them, and like they're destroying their creativity and their passion and like their kindness and their sense of self, and like they consider it to be harmless fun. They're not seeing the consequences of their actions. It clearly, the sun symbol is a clearly defined symbol, being in person, something to do with like a social place or relationships. Maybe something older coming out into the works or the present to help. Um, be something like that, being something older, being present with something. Uh, a clearly defined fortune of like a happy and successful place or business. Maybe even like the action symbol could actually represent an Porto burger shop. Um, clearly defined or drawn, like something is clearly pointed out or defined. Someone is hiding from something from someone. Maybe they're being a dick or a bully to someone and they're hiding it and they're actually teasing or bullying someone. Maybe someone's unwilling to do something. Maybe they're not. Maybe someone doesn't know someone's doing something. It could be either of those. This is in the very near future that is being hidden or known about or the very recent past. Um, in the next couple of days, they will hide the flag. The flag. They will hide this. The flag could represent a hidden relationship, bringing joy on the surface, but it's like, or like a bringing like a sense of joy to someone, or the sudden end of a relationship as well, because it could be like the sudden end of a relationship or a new relationship, seemingly made out of love, but it's more of like a skin deep vein connection thing, not like a decent thing that's kind of meant to last. Even if it does last, it couldn't end up being very well. It could also represent a struggle or conflict of oneself, or an actual struggle being hidden from someone in plain sight. Um, Someone traveling or moving from something, or hiding, hiding like struggles, or hiding a travel or a situation that someone might be doing, like a struggle or travel, or maybe something from a distant place or somewhere else. Um, Maybe a man, like this is an example of what I thought it could be. I'm not 100% sure if it's right. Maybe a man is cheating, but is the woman willing? Or maybe that someone is like not seeing someone or cheating on someone because someone was being kind of abusive and it made them feel like bad about themselves. So they're doing this for that like sense of self they were missing. Um, a struggle could be going on to find or reveal what this is about or what happened about. Um, with a beautiful being attached, so a beautiful person, or maybe even like a beautiful struggle or a beautiful story that someone has, or a beautiful person, or like in what I put for this, like maybe it's even a beautiful trauma. Um, the light of this, the edge of this sword is like doused or covered in light, so it's kind of like a light sword. So in some sense of the word, like someone kind of needs this instinct or this sort of light essentially to survive. Something to do with the beautiful trauma. Someone who is quite beautiful. Um, like so, the next part of this is something that may be fuzzy or unappealing to someone. Strange. Someone's using strange methods to attract something. Um, someone something is not as it seemed in the near future. Something might be like disguising itself as something else, perhaps even. It looks like something, but it's something else. Something you maybe shouldn't even touch or get too close to because it looks all fluffy and cute and inviting, but it's actually like a sharp spike that will poison you. A positive impact on something or someone um, who is kind of like a diamond. I thought I said Drummond in the fluff, but Drummond in the fluff, but it's like a diamond in the rough, like a hidden beauty, someone who is unrefined or undefined, someone who's just like their raw selves. They don't really, haven't really conformed or cared or tried to be anything else, just themselves. A hidden encounter with someone, so hidden encounter or something hidden perfectly, and it matches up or aligns with something, like a hidden truth to do with something or a situation, a hidden truth someone didn't know about. A well-planned proposal or opportunity from the cup. Um, Decisions to commit or not commit or walk to commit or walk away to a situation or something. Someone devoting themselves to something or something. But what else are they hiding in their jacket? There could be something else that they're hiding in their jacket because it was a symbol of the man in a suit, like standing before something and kneeling before something. So, like, what else could they be hiding in their jacket when they kneel down? Are they kneeling down to submit and go through your life, or are they hiding something that they've been hiding from you in their pocket? Or are they ready to stab you if they have to because they're manipulative? Or are they actually committing because they've got a ring in one pocket, but they've got a knife in the other? So it depends on, like, which one am I? What am I going to do? Which side am I going to reach into? But it's completely dependent. It could be a well planned proposal or an impulsive decision to commit to something, um, a lucky glance or distraction from something, something to do with an angelic or holy or celestial being, um, unknowingly a gigantic change, everything, things, something to do with a powerful being or a powerful protector, like a very powerful being who might not realize they're powerful or a protector. Someone gets or forms or finds a lucky encounter and bond someone they were supposed to meant to meet or be with. Like not like I'm not talking about be with relationship wise. I'm just talking about be with in their life. Kind of like it could be a mentor to do with like the mentor in the situation. If I remember to say that situation, it could be a mentor. It could be this. It could be that. It could be someone they were secretly related to, which could be something in disguise back there. Um, Protector, something from a lucky encounter. Okay, so the motorbike and I don't know what I swear I wrote down the fish, but I forgot about the fish. Um, the motorbike and the Pisces to do with the tennis ball with the blood around it in the end of the plate reading. Could represent someone taking an impulse and action based on insensitive or sensitive outcomes. So based on an emotional response, someone could take a bad reaction or outcome. Uh, Something they're trying to keep private or hidden about something, maybe to do with a boy and a tennis ball and blood on a motorbike and on the ground. Um, the fuck did I write? The sinkful could indicate the sinkful, sinful, sink foul could something. The sign could. indicate a death or an accident while traveling or a valuable life lesson. Um, Next to the tennis ball is blood. This could mean an accident or it could mean shedding of blood or shedding of something. Someone dying in an accident while traveling, maybe to do with a motorbike or intoxication, or like an unwise emotional decision based on just emotions and just like, oh yeah, I'll be right. Um, a child, especially if it's raining, a child or something could change. Bloodshed, shedding from an innocent due to an unwise decision while traveling. So, like, an innocent person could be hurt by this decision or a certain decision if they make the wrong decision. But obviously, it's not always easy to make the right decision. But let's see some cards. You know, it kind of reminds me of a story I was told when I was little. A story about something in relativity, like a being who was like this original evil beings who was like a sinful being who was that itself's grandchild, who was sent to live with like one of the beings that come from like the hell dimension, like sex demons or sex demon family, in disguise as them because they weren't evil enough. It's completely irrelevant to the topic. I just thought about it. Like something's grandchild sent to live with sex demons or succubus family because they weren't considered evil enough. I thought it was an interesting play, and also it could be something to be not as it seems. Like someone could claim someone as something to get away with hurting or abusing them, but this is honestly just an innocent child, like nothing to do with anything like this or that. It's literally a child, and even if it was something else, it still wouldn't be okay. Okay, I've got three cards here. All of them are in the reverse. The Queen of Wands in the reverse, the Knight of Cups in the reverse, and the Nine of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so a dying flower or a dying beauty, or oh, this kind of reminds me of the flower from the situation or tea leaf reading I got before. Maybe someone was dying in a situation, that's why someone's secretly having a relationship with someone else. Maybe not. Um, like someone who has like something on their chest to do with like a poison ivy situation, like a reaction or a reaction in the chest. Something they can feel like a reaction in the chest. It could be or it couldn't be, but how will they know? Unless they find out and ask. I'm gonna interpret the actual literal meanings of these instead of trying to read from the cards. Someone who is falling from or standing upside down in a waterfall. It reminds me of waterfalls. Like when I was a child, we would practice going in waterfalls and standing in waterfalls when they get stronger and stronger and stronger until we could stand under them, and even the punching waterfall things and this or that, which is interesting because I woke up looking different one day and I'm all weak and pathetic now trying to get back to strength. But you don't exercise for 3 days and all of a sudden, boom. I thought it was very strange. Um, Someone hanging upside down from something. Um, this I also get blood pouring from or into a cup to do with this situation. A waterfall, a tree, a cave with rocks around or near it. Um, Nine of Wands upside down. Something isn't quite in the place, or something might not quite be what it seems. Um, it could be there are other branches reaching out to each other of the same thing, and something is the same, but it's also not the same as the rest, so something's different about this one. This one was chosen. Which is interesting. So maybe it could be different methods or different reasons, different why they are. Maybe they just look or appear the same, but there's something, these beings are kind of the same, but there's something different about this one, a different reason. Like, you gotta look at it from a different angle. Let's see what the literal interpretation of these cards was. Cards. I gotta fucking clean my room, man. I keep putting it off because I got study and tests, and I'm failing a test, but I gave these people my idea. Like, I'm trying to give them my ideas for in case they work, and I don't pass somehow, which was like the idea about using snake venom to make an antivenin that attacks the sickness and not the body, or like um if this was something from another idea. Someone said like I can't credit it, so I really can't do it without crediting it until I find the actual article. But someone was like, if her heart pit viper venom or certain kinds of pit viper venom can be used to cure heart conditions. I'm like, well, I thought about it. I'm like, well, if that works, blah blah blah. And I was like thinking about poison because of this. I was thinking about it because of this. I was like, wait a minute. If a tiger snake has venom, like tiger snake venom causes muscles to break down and deteriorate, much like Huntington's or Huntington's does, then how does tiger snake anti-venom stopping that from happening not hereby already just technically hold the properties needed in order to slow down or stop that condition or help cure that condition? Sure, it's dangerous, it could hurt them. If it goes wrong, you're gonna motherfucking kill someone. But it's like, think about snake venom and how useful it could actually be as a healing tool or a poison tool. But it's like, why, hopefully people haven't already doomed themselves and wipe out all these different races that could secretly help us by the universe. There you go, Queen of Wands. Someone who is weak right now for the first one to do with something in the flower. Someone who is not kind or giving to someone. Um, Someone who made someone feel not vibrant or not special. Someone who was not being very creative or spontaneous. Someone who is making unwise and um, like unintuitive, so just like not what they should for someone. Like they weren't being very intuitive or trying to do what someone wants. They were just doing what they want. Is what I get from this. Um, an unwise woman who did not have the right to do something or the authority to do something. Um, Someone who was coming from a logical point of view and wasn't being intuitive enough. Someone who was weak at the time and someone who was scared to do something. Someone who didn't know what they wanted to do, or but they knew how to get what they wanted. Um, Something about a cold, grieving person. Um, Someone who wasn't kind enough or didn't give someone enough, wasn't generous enough, who might be crying next to a coffin with a black book with like a symbol, kind of like, I can't explain it. The symbol is kind of like I can't explain the symbol. Knight of Cups. Something that was not something to do with a non-romantic situation. Someone who is definitely not trying to be chivalrous, chivalrous. Someone who's not trying to be chivalrous. Um, Someone who is being unidyllic, or someone who is not going after something. Um, Someone who doesn't actually value something very much or enough. Um, Someone who thinks it's not a very hard thing or not a very easy thing. So someone might look at something or someone as easy, and they're not showing this person enough respect or enough mentality or the right situation or the right thing to do. Like they're definitely not looking at someone as as valued as they should be, because someone might have shown them kindness, but they didn't realize they were secretly a king or something like that. In the spiritual sense of the word. Sorry, my ears are fucking blocked right now, man. Um, Someone who lacks armor, someone who lacks defenses right now. Um, Someone who is very much not being romantic with someone right now. Someone who stays relatively in the same spot unless they have a reason to go somewhere or even don't have funds to go somewhere. Someone who wasn't doing something or in a position on purpose, it just came upon them and they end up being there. Someone who might have even forgotten about it. Um, Someone who was definitely not searching for immortality or didn't want immortality. Something that was inherited or passed down. Someone who is without a mission or without an insight or without something to do. This also reminds me of my other theory I had that I want to share with people that I want to write all these down for in case I fail, just in case they can't come true and I can help people even if I don't get to be, like a doctor myself. But it's like, if plants eat with chlorophyll, right? Who says we can't like make a sunscreen with chlorophyll in it to put on our skin so that we can just absorb nutrients and then it'll turn like the sunlight into nutrients on our skin instead of burning us. There could even be like a pill or a filament injection if it doesn't kill you because your body might not be able to process that kind of proteins and stuff, like an injection under the skin for people who can't get enough nutrients in their body because they have deficiencies in order for them to like be able to just walk out into the sunscreen with this pill or this injection under the skin, which might turn to greenish color or might not, in order to be able to like absorb the sunlight in their skin to get some of the extra nutrients there without. It was interesting. My friend helped me finish that theory. It was just sunscreen at first, and then like the injection under the skin idea came from Kalela, and then the pill idea came from me. Um, Someone is not searching for love right now. Someone who might save themselves or walk alone to the sunset, leaving something behind and just taking what they want from them. Someone who was not as chivalrous or kind as they seemed. They might have been a master militaire and very good at doing these certain things in situations. Okay, so something leading up to a final challenge, um, a goal that's not yet within sight. Um, Someone who lacks determination and is like without courage, maybe even from these past bullying or tormenting situations or hard situations, what to do with the flower or the sunflower withering away and dying, and no one realizes it, and they're not confident, and no one ever liked them, and they're gonna die alone, and people think they're easy, or they think this or that, and people think very badly of them and not highly, and it's affecting them a lot. Um, which I hope is not okay, which is not okay, and I hope it's not right. Honestly, hope it's not right. Makes me want to go into different shops and try to find it, but I don't have enough money, unfortunately. Um, a young man reaching a destination along the way. He is over 100. I mean, sorry, he is hunched over, so he's walking straight. Um, um, he's walking without his load, so he's walking with like almost nothing on him, which could be dangerous, could be not dangerous, who knows. Someone who will have to actually travel a shorter distance than they realize to get somewhere. Um, with a lack of responsibility, who will like temporarily forget about responsibilities. Um, reality, a vision of reality. So this is as turning a vision into reality, but I guess someone who is having a vision of reality or real situations or things, uh, like which will end up in a sweet experience or a changing experience or a sad experience, like that ends up being a sweet experience that changes someone or something in their perspective. Someone who will gain an innocent, um, someone who is going to be happy as an old person, um, someone who is near the beginning of a cycle, um, someone who needs to, someone is resting, but someone who needs to maybe stop resting as much. Their batteries are full, but they do need to rest as well all the time, but they need to stop over recharging themselves with rest and sleep. Or maybe someone who needs to sleep for themselves instead of like trying to get other people to do things for them because they have enough opportunity and time to. They're just using excuses. Anyway, let's see. I mean, like, technically speaking, we were all made or born in a certain way with a certain set of, like, morals and values. Like, if God created us with a certain set of morals and values and ways we think about, we've got to honor what He made us for as well and try to pass His test, whatever that may be. Like some certain people were designed to be certain things, certain people weren't. I don't know. It's a weird situation viewpoint on life. Okay, so at present two in the past one. A path of success, someone who has found or got onto a path of success in the past through direction, action, opposition, and repression, leading to more powerful, better outcome. It sucks it had to be repression. So at the present we have seeing beneath the surface, deeper, bigger, dig deeper and find the ruby. See the beauty in someone as they are, not what you want to see. Don't look so much with your eyes. um, and turning frustration into success. So it's something that's going to be a frustrating situation until someone learns to hone or master something. Heroes are opportunists. Sorry, heroes are conquerors of pain. So heroes has a hero present somewhere. That's something to do with heroes. In the future, celebrate your uniqueness. You are accepted. I mean, sorry, you are exceptional as us. You're as exceptional as us. So from this, I want to read the book, but I also don't. So I'm getting someone who has found a path of success due to choices and decisions, lacking decisions. Maybe there was someone as an outside force to do with this. Um, who it looks like, it looks like someone is trying to hurt someone. It looks like someone jumping around trying to hurt or abuse someone. But if you see there's a darkness behind this, so maybe they were protecting them from a bigger, more powerful, scary being. This person could have or even still be injured or weakened from this situation. They could have like literally even almost lost their head. Um, there's definitely a being. I'm seeing of like a very dark CHU, not saying the rest of that word, type being as having been present there. And there was like a cosmic being swirling around them, so something mightn't have even been what or where it seemed, kind of like thinking you're somewhere but you're somewhere else. Because you like the theory of like alternate dimensions and being in a space that wasn't actually where you thought it was. It was like in a space out of somewhere, so no one would have heard them scream. Um, see beneath the surface, so seeing true beauty. I'm getting a being, something about a being that actually has six arms and they don't realize it. So they have multiple six arms and they don't realize it, and they're hugging themselves. They're like, I feel invisible hugs from someone, but that's actually because they're hugging themselves. Because I see a being with six, possibly going into eight arms. Like a Kundalini crown. If you've heard of like the theory of the Kundalini awakening, that every personal human is like supposed to one day experience a spiritual awakening, which is called the Kundalini awakening, which is interesting. I'm seeing a hidden pair of wings to do with this, like white wings, which is interesting. Um, I'm seeing a being kind of like my mother described as a picture of her theory about how beings were like once whole, but they were like split into beings when they were younger. To do with these white winged beings with multiple arms and this or that, which is interesting, which some of them are supposed to be able to turn into Stiller again, which is like this theory about what we all are or were once, which I don't know if I believe it about it or bullshit, because I saw this movie about it the other day, and it was like, it was like these people took this to the extreme and all thought they were this being and tried to physically fuse with each other. And I was like, no, even if that is the true one, that's not how it's supposed to happen. You find each other naturally when you do, and it will happen naturally without you forcing it. Because if you force it, you just go and break it and end up fucked up and weaker than you should. Not okay. Not okay, guys. And celebrating someone's uniqueness, passion, beauty, someone's beauty or true beauty, showing someone's beauty might be hidden. They might have even asked someone to help hide their beauty and like bring it back for certain people, which they're very thankful of. Um, Someone who's just, walking around being themselves, but they could be confusing for someone. Confusing. What the fuck does confusing even mean? Confused or mistaken? Let's say it's just a jointy word. Um, of someone who is beautiful and happy in their own strength and power, but they're confused for like a slut being or this or that, or like a promiscuous person. Kind of like someone who, was sound like an adulteress, someone who has sex with other people as married people, or what is the word for someone who sleeps around a lot in the Bible? Because I know people think it's whoring, but whoring is lying to the point it physically alters someone's perception of reality. Kind of like perversion is changing someone's viewpoint on something based on lies, perverting the truth. Um, I don't know. It's interesting. Something to do with a golden seamstress and a star guiding someone to something. I'm seeing a barn or stables. I'm seeing like a bunch of cloaked beings. Um, there was like a reflection in a water or a pond, and I am seeing a moon with like the toenail moon type thing in that situation, which is interesting. Let's see. I'm gonna go to this book of answers here. It suits my style. I love it. It was a good snatch. I hope I get some. I hope I find another one of these, but this one should be enough. Decisions. I see two possible ones here. When you know, when you know your own worth, no one can make you feel worthless. It's so true. When you know your own worth, no one can make you feel worthless, unless of course you do horrible things to people. Um, and then you are worthless if you hurt other people and bring them down. But you might not be worthless because it could be ulteriors going in there. But even then, you'll see your negative value as a good value for a negative person. So I guess it is kind of true. Um, Remember, it can take 10 years to become an overnight sensation. Start now. I like that with a little leaf in it. Um, we had our other names when we were younger to do with us and our family, and it reminds me of that situation. Damn it, I feel like it keeps changing. So now it's none of them, but oh, now it's this one. Okay, I keep getting this one, or maybe not. The measureless and the immeasurable. Maybe stop trying to gauge something by what you think or know, but gauging something by what you feel and you see, and then gauge it by what you know. Obviously, if you're like Almighty God child, a child of God, then you can judge it by what you know as well. But do what you know and what you were taught and what you see and what you know and what you'll want to be and do. This one, um, take with your all. So take it with your all. Um, put your best into situations and do your best, and take it with your all and do your best. Yeah. Life feels like a face. I mean, life unveils a holy face. Her holy life unveils her holy face. So a being of life unveils a holy face. I see a bunch of people streaming somewhere, like in a river, like a bunch of people flowing in a river. Um, which is interesting. That's like what the card physically is. I don't know what that means. I can't really depict or see what that means. The land and the sea shall be bountiful, buying and selling. So someone who is buying and selling something, I get that there could be a maybe even like a good and bad alternative to this. Like there's good people and bad people in this situation with buying and selling something. It's interesting and horrible at the same time. Let's see. Should I even do another deck? I love my decks. They're awesome. I should really be showing you all the decks I'm using. I will in a second because you got to credit the sources and tools you're using and stuff. So academic integrity. I don't know. I was feeling this card, but now I'm feeling this card. So I'm gonna go this one and this one. and this one, and then this one. Okay, so at the present there's three people or three beings, something to do with three. In the past, music was essential to someone's healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. So healing through music and sound, physical sound therapy, sound things interesting. My auntie used to teach me about trying to break a glass with your voice. Someone tried to teach me this skill, which was an interesting phase. Um, Someone needs to let go of their fear and know that they or someone is protected at all times. Um, Someone needs to let themselves stand out and be noticed by others for what they are, what they do, who they truly are. Um, Someone needs to do a walking meditation each day for the next week to embrace and feel themselves and what they are. And in the future, a period of darkness that people have been experiencing will pass. That's all very cryptic. I feel like I should read the extensions for this, but I don't want to make this video go on for too long because they always fucking do, and I feel like they suck. But anyway, that was the Messages from Your Spirit Guides Oracle card from Stephen D. Farmer. Stephen D. Farmer. I've just done the Prophet Oracle card set from Kalel Jimbras, and I've also done the Great Eastern Oracle, Empowering Guidance from the Mystics and Ancients to Modern Times by Rasuli. And the Classic Tarot by someone with a little cinnamon roll sticker on the back. Yeah, boy. Classic Tarot by the Nameless. No, I'm kidding. I don't know who it's from. I'm just making shit up. Anyway, I'm gonna do one of these cards and then call it quits. Don't know where I put my room set. Okay, so damn it, I said I was gonna one, but I'm feeling two. Oh, it doesn't feel right anymore. I'm just gonna go. Oh, never mind, I'm picking this one now. Okay, so pick your battles and turn enemies into flames. I mean, turn enemies into friends. I read that wrong. So, Sun Tzu said, presidently hanging out on the enemy's flank, we shall succeed in the long time kilowatt running. I mean, in the long running, killing the time and killing the commander in chief. And who wins, who he win, who he will win. Who knows when to fight and when not to fight. Pick your battles. As in war, this is the other side. As in war, so family lie. I mean life. Some battles or arguments cannot be won. All families argue, whether it's parents arguing or each other. Parents with children or siblings with each other. Communications is key. Establishing boundaries. If you have to argue or you don't have to argue, don't lose your temper. Be rational and delicate or deliberate. Remember, sometimes it is more important to move on. When someone is struggling or when someone is aggressive and in your face, stay calm, watch an item, watch and learn. They may simply want to give you a present, they may simply want to be heard, and the more they say, the more they educate, or the more they do, the more they educate you about your problem. Don't shout back or walk away, stay silent and listen. You may be able to find a solution for them or from them, thus turning a tennis ball into a racket. Thus turning a perceived enemy into an ally. A rare and precious skill. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck I put my rune stones. I was going to do a random ass rune stone, but I forgot about it. I gotta clean my goddamn room up. Yeah, no, I have no idea where I put them. Would it be an interesting do? Okay, thank you. Bye.